Alright, in this video we're looking at the DDJ RB from Pioneer. We've also got the Record Box software on the laptop, and I'm using a bunch of tunes from CD Pool. It's the underground releases for February 2018. This video is targeted really for the new DJ, and also for people who don't really know not so much what a controller is, but maybe you've got a controller and you've got software and you're just not happy, there's something wrong. So hopefully I may be able to, let's say, make those wrong things right. Now, first of all, let's have a listen to this track. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press play. Or actually, I'm going to press Q. So while I press Q, what will happen is, of course, the track will play, but it will only play while I've got my finger on Q. Now, what I want you to listen for, okay, this is really important, is the time difference between me hitting Q, so you can hear me there, and the track playing. Alright, let's have a listen to the other side. Now, can you hear there is a slight difference in time between me pressing Q and the track starting? Now that's because not every single file, but sometimes what you'll get is you'll get a file that will, and this could be from anywhere, this could be from iTunes, from Beatport, from God knows where. You get a file that will not start on the one. That's because the software is recognizing the beginning of the actual file itself, and that might not be the beginning of the track. That is very important. So for example, let's imagine you're doing a mix, so let's just press play here. This track is Mood for Love by Paul Najera. Sorry, it's the Paul Najera remix. And again, all of the tracks I play now can be found on the CD Pool website. There'll be a link in the description right down there where you can get more info on the tracks I'm playing, as well as all of the other tracks from February Underground 2018. So let's have a listen now. If I press play on the 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, you could hear that was a complete train wreck, because they're both different BPM. And also, when I pressed play on the 1, 1, 2, 3, the track itself was not coming in on the 1, so we need to rectify that. How can we do it? Alright, I'm going to press play, put my hand now on the virtual turntable on the RB and move it back. Can you hear now? I'm actually now in control of the sound. So I'm going to bring it back, and what I'm doing now is I'm aligning, okay, this line that's in the software with the first kick of the track. Now, with my hand on the RB, holding that in place, I'm going to press Q. Alright, now have a listen. I've now queued up the first kick. Let's do exactly the same thing on the other side. Press play. There. I'm going to press Q. Now have a listen. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change that icon there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at the virtual turntables, and let's have a look. If I put that in the center, the Mood for Love is 125 BPM. Put that in the center, and the Woke Patrick Topping remix on the right hand side is at 126 BPM. Now let's try and do a mix, keeping everything like that. So let's press play on the Mood for Love track. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my mouse and highlight over the wave format underneath the wording on the software, and just go to a middle point. Click down. There. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is press play on the Woke track. Okay, not only was that out of time, out of phrase, but it just sounded terrible. That's because we got different BPM. One is slightly faster than the other. So what we need to do, we can do one of three things. I can either slow down the woke track to 125, number one. Number two, I can speed up the Mood for Love to 126, number two. Alternatively, if I want to, I can slow the one down and speed the one up a little bit. So I could reduce the speed of the Mood for Love to say 125.5 and slow the woke down to 125.5. So all I'm going to do is, let's have a look. Let's speed this one up actually. Let's speed the Mood for Love up to 126. Now I now have my finger on the pitch and I am looking at the circle, the virtual circle in the software, and I'm getting to 126. There we go. Now it's quite difficult to do this to get it exact, and I will explain about this very soon. So it's around about 126. I've just about got it to 125.98, which is pretty damn close. All right, so I'm going to repeat the process now. Press play on the Mood for Love. Let's go to the middle point again, or let's go about sort of there. Now at the moment as well, I'm not going to use any headphones. I've got both volumes up. Press play on woke on the one. Now we can hear, that's much more pleasing to the ear. They are starting to go off beat slightly. All I did there was I used the side of the jog wheel. I moved that anti-clockwise. Bring it back in beat. Moving it clockwise a bit now. Now this is where experimentation is great. Okay, because by moving the side of the jog wheel on one of the turntables, we'll either make it go slightly more offbeat or put it back in time. Now again, this is, you know, 1,000,001 tutorials in itself, but that's it's not what I want to cover today. So let's have a listen to Woke. This is Patrick Topping Remix. Now I'm going to put the camera a little bit closer to the laptop. And in the centre of each of these virtual turntables, we've got a few numbers. We've got our BPM, we've got the percentage that we're increasing and decreasing the speed, and also what we've got is we have got a plus and a minus and a number next to that. Now at the moment we've got a plus and a minus 6. Now I highly recommend, and I can't express this enough, if you do have the likes of an RB or a controller with a small pitch control, keep that number as low as possible. Plus or minus 6 or 8 is fine. Anything above that, and especially for a new DJ, you're going to find it not impossible, but very difficult to form some kind of beat mix. So what is plus or minus 6? Well, let's imagine, I'm just going to pause that, or cue it up, sorry. Let's imagine we've got a track at 100 BPM. If we are at plus and minus 6 and I move the pitch all the way from me to as far as it will go to the minus position, I will now have reduced that track by 6%, so it will go down to 94 BPM. On the other hand, bring it all the way towards me, I'll increase it to 106 BPM, which means that the space from 0 to minus, you can reduce it by 6, 0 to plus, you can increase by 6. So let's imagine, think about it, if you're at 16 or wide, then you've got less control, because from 0 to plus it will go up to 116 BPM. Minus, it will go to 84 BPM. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that by, let's grab another track. Let's grab Body and Soul. And this one here is Body and Soul, the original mix. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the mouse and click on the icon with tempo range. Once to take it to 10, twice 16, and a third time to wide. Now, I'm now going to start to move the pitch away from me. There. Once I've moved the pitch all the way to the minus position, I have stopped the track, because of course if we have a hypothetical track of 100 BPM, you move it away from you, it's going to stop because you're reducing the speed by 100%. So 100 from 100 is bugger all. On the other hand, if I bring it towards me, it's going to double. In this case, 124 is 248, and that's what it says there, 248 BPM. Alright, so there is a good side to the wide feature, is it's great for effects. So have a listen.
I got for your mind, your body, and your soul.
Now also, we can start a mix. So let's just cue the track up again. So have a listen from the beginning. Listen. Imagine this is the beginning of your set. What I'm doing is I'm slowly, with the pitch on the controller, bringing it towards the 0 position, the centre. Bang, there you go. Now that's with something called master tempo engaged. Master tempo, while that's engaged, will keep the key of the track. And you can find master tempo on the Recordbox software to the right hand side, bottom right, around about the sort of 4:30 position on the software by the virtual turntable. Now, with master tempo engaged, when MT is engaged, that will be highlighted in red. When it's disengaged, it's clear. Now what happens is something very wacky, completely different, and this sounds exceedingly just strange, really. Here we go. I'm going to put the pitch to close to the minus position, so it's probably going to be like pretty slow. It's at 18, nearly 19 BPM, which is very slow. Have a listen. Actually, this is going to sound better with a bit of melody going on. Have a listen. So not only is the track speeding up, the melody's rising and speeding as well. I mean, something like that, I'll leave you working out with your own imagination, but maybe a great idea for the end of set. Okay, so to engage master tempo again, I'm going to highlight the MT with my mouse. Click on it, now that's red. I'm also now going to highlight with my mouse on the wide icon. Click that one more time, and we're back to the safe zone, which is plus and minus 6. Alright, so let's have a little bit more of a listen to Body and Soul. Like that, I just get that higher state of consciousness kind of sound. I don't know why, but...
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
Okay, next one is Communism. It's the original mix. Again, the underground releases, they're very sort of twisty and bendy and experimental, and you know, they're the sort of tunes for someone who doesn't want to listen to fluffy kind of commercial music. You know, if you're the sort of DJ that wants that twisted kind of in-your-face, dark room, a whole bunch of pop and weed smoke floating around everywhere and everyone's got a big smile on their face, then these are the tunes for you. Let's have a look. Let's laid back, watch you. Okay, bring that one down. Watch You, this is the original mix from Cameroon. You see, again, with the Underground series, we do have vocals, but, you know, it's not that handbaggy kind of vocal, you know, the hand clappy, oh my goodness me, we're on top 40. No, this is your club stuff, big time. Again, let's have a look at the RB. One of the best effects of all time is the filter. A lot of times with DJing, it's about you being in your room or by yourself somewhere and experimenting, making mistakes, understanding you've made mistakes, and then of course rectifying them in the future. So have a go with the filter. Have a listen now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm doing there, I'm using the filter in time with the phrasing of the track, not just... You know, that sounds okay, but then it sounds better if you use an effect in time. Again, let's show you filter in time with the track. Have a listen. There, okay. Alright, now I hope that's been a help. Don't forget, check out the link in the description to cdpool.com. These are the Underground releases for February 2018. Thank you very much. Practice and enjoy.